Suddenly, he yelled, "Hey!" I looked up at him, then followed his gaze. "What is it?" My stomach dropped. The men were no longer in the water. The boat was drifting away from shore. No. I stood up next to him. "Hey, wait!" I called, waving my arms in the air. What was happening? Did they need the boat farther out to fix it? Why hadn't they told us that? Noticing what was happening, the other two men rushed toward us, screaming and waving their hands too. The cocky man, still sopping wet, jumped up and down, his hands in the air. The blonde cupped his hands around his mouth, shouting after them, "Don't forget us! What are you doing? We're still here! Hey, wait!" We shouted and waved and hurried across the sand, our cries becoming more and more panicked. I kept waiting for someone to come out onto the deck and announce that everything was fine, that they just needed everyone on board to fix the issue. But it didn't happen. Instead, as we neared the place where the sand changed from white to tan, dry to wet, I heard a sound that sent chills down my spine. The boat's engine started up. "No, please!" I shouted, feeling my knees grow weak underneath me. My first thought was of my husband, then my parents. What would they think? Would they ever know what had happened? Would they find us? The boat sailed farther away, no bodies moving on the decks to see that they'd left us. But they had to know, didn't they? How could they have possibly forgotten? But if they hadn't, could they really be doing it on purpose? As I watched it sail into the horizon, growing smaller and smaller as it picked up speed, my gaze fell to the man I'd spoken to on the boat. He leaped into the water and was attempting to swim out after the boat, his head the only thing visible as he screamed after it. The rest of us stood on the shore, watching our worst nightmare unfold. At least we thought it was our worst nightmare. Watching the boat sail away, knowing we were stranded on the island, was just the beginning. We had no idea what was coming.